It's time.
In a pile of junk. Son of a gun.
Yeah, I mean, he's always pulling that heat.
Dude, this is exciting that you got to. How was like late night Ross hunting?
Dude, that's like RA 101 going on right there.
Yeah,
like seeing Tank in action in the Ross, like buzzing around like a bee. Like, check this out. I'm looking. I was like, I'm lost, man. I don't know.
Oh, really? I was gonna say, what would be your big takeaway from your like RA 101?
Dude, he definitely turned us on to like looking at certain sections.
Yeah,
there's these little stars on tags that you're looking for. Yeah, if you see 4 stars on a tag, that's Patreon level tip there.
4 stars on a tag.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be looking.
Yeah, for some reason that's like what it is. But yeah, I mean, he's talking about jeans. He's talking about like jerseys. He's talking about like all this stuff. He knows. Like, he's going around. He's literally like looking at the shelf, scanning, saying, "Oh, that shoe's crap." Because I'm looking at him, I was like, "That one looks pretty cool." He's like, "Nah." I was like, "I don't know, man. All I know is visually. Like, I didn't really even know what the name of this was till he told me." So. One of those things. Yeah.
You checked Doge?
Yeah, man. Hit 70 today? What?
75.
Jeez.
It hit 75 like an hour ago. And I was, come back. It went back down.
I think by tomorrow we'll see some major movements.
Yeah. So can you tell us about like your finds stuff? Like, or are you saving it for like
I'm still shooting a video, but like I will show you some funny stuff I found. I found that. Shout out to Part-Time Picker.
Hey, there it is.
These aren't like the gold ones. They're like 2001. Like $25. Hey,
that's some.
Runs around the chicken coop. The sky's falling.
What's going on, Walter?
Dude, I put clovers in there today, man. They're going ballistic.
I know.
The mealworms were the cage fight going down.
Oh, I was gonna tell you that like Christina was like talking about like getting a mealworm growing mealworms. Apparently her dad used to do it like out of those like Sterilite plastic drawers.
Yeah.
He used to like grow them out of that.
My granddad used to have earthworm bed for fishing. Like, that's what they used to grow them for. Bloodworms for fishing. Hey, Blackberry Thistle, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, there's a whole world of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. I got a whole IKEA bag full of hats, like usual. Check this one out, man. You might be able to help me out with this.
Dude, that's a Google Translate, bro. I'm illiterate.
When it comes to that.
That is a Google. That's a job for Google Lens, no joke.
Yeah, man. This looks like military hat, right?
I mean, it might be a commie hat. It might be, I don't know. It might be just like one of like just a 59. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
My first guess is it's made in China, though.
Yeah.
Dude, how ironic if it was like made in the USA. Like the
Well, it was with this. This is like old newsboy.
Like newsboy hat, yeah.
Yeah, the newsy. Then you upgrade to the wool.
Oh, that's nice. I like that one.
Little wool action there, 100%. Tank almost snagged this one from me.
Hey.
Almost had
man. That's a state too.
Yeah. Yeah. These hats, man, they need a little what is that stuff you put on them to bring out the cigarette smoke?
I I would use damp rid to get rid of the cigarette smoke.
Yeah, these are all going to hat camp. To be honest, like these are hitting that hat camp. Look at this guy.
That's nice. That's something like I feel like Joey Bada Bing would wear.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Then you go down to the Explorer hat stuff. Shane Valley Auction Company. All these hats are made in USA, except for the one that I can't read. A little felt action.
Nice.
Yeah, but I smell like I smoked the pack coming out of that bag. Look at this. This is one of them fold down ear.
Camo.
Yeah. Old camo. Hey, Jerry, good to see you, man.
Joe, what's going on?
Check this out there. Levi's leather patch on it. Denim hat.
That's legit. Denim is good.
Yeah, made in USA. Humphrey Leather Goods, Chicago, Illinois. Hat camp special.
Hey.
There's one in here, man, that I gotta find, but it is the best of the best. I thought this was cool.
Hey, Carter. Hey, Bluegrass.
CIA.
Oh, CIA. Wow.
Yeah. Hey. They're all made in the USA, but guess where this one's made?
Vietnam.
Nope.
China. The CIA one?
Yeah.
That's ironic. Wow. Uncle Sam's outsourcing.
Yeah. Another newsy hat. The old grandpa hat there.
I'm like, who's going fishing? You got fishing hat.
Yeah. The Federal Bureau of Prisons. They got stuff falling all over the place. Stacked up too many hats.
That's hilarious. Dude, I can't get over the fact that your CIA hat's made in China and everything else is made in the US. That's wild.
A bunch of hunting hats, like ear flaps, all that stuff. Yeah.
You're gonna wait until like August, start putting them up. People start going deer hunting and stuff.
Yeah. After we get through the hat camp sessions, we'll be doing that.
Hat camp.
Trophy buck. I can't find my best one.
Should ask the guy if he had any holsters.
Yeah, man.
Homie looked like he liked to fire a gun or two. Just a guess. I don't.
Look at this, man. Corduroy music.
Wow.
The best one is this one. Found it. The old Sam Dennison Harley Davidson.
Oh, nice.
You got the Harley on there.
That's awesome. What's that blue on there? That's going to hat camp.
Yeah, and it's got the Harley tag.
Nice.
Real deal. Yeah, the Mad Hatters. This one's made in Sri Lanka, though. Yep. So that's just a little preview. Little preview of what's going on. Hey, Paul, good to see you. Bluegrass Thrift, thanks for being here.
Hey.
Mad Hatters, maybe Mad Hatters. Tommy, good to see you, man. Tommy had a little meetup going on this past weekend too with Leroy.
Yeah.
Leroy on the slide by.
Leroy just makes his tours, but he's like all over the place, man.
Yeah.
I like listening. He was on your Listener Loafing talking one day, and he was like talking about going to like the Meadowlands. I think he was talking to guys. And he's talking about going from Massachusetts to Jersey. That's a 5-6 hour ride right there.
Yeah.
Assuming you can get over the GW, the George Washington like in good time. And there is always traffic on the GW. So
yeah, that's crazy, man. We had talked the other day. He sent me actually, man, on our Listen Live the other week when he was in Massachusetts, he pulled out his dude, the stuff he had in storage tool wise is insane.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude had a table full of new in the pack router bits. So he's like, yeah, he goes, I think there's some value here. And I do what I always do when I go to search something. I go to sold listings, router bits, highest to lowest. Let's sort them. So I started reading off like the top 5. Oh yeah, I got that one. Oh yeah, I got that one. You're talking like $175 router bits. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, dude, tool time. There you go. There you go. Hey Cody, good to see you. I think I hit everybody in the chat that's there now. Anyway.
Yeah. See, Walter knows just getting on a mass is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, Wally's up that way.
Yeah. You hitting up any? Did you hit up any sales today? I know you just did a ride.
Man, I did hit 2 thrifts just for whatever. Didn't really need anything. Just let them know that I'm still there.
Dude, while I was on the phone with you, I passed by like an estate sale, 2-yard sales, but I like had to come back. I got like a $2,000 order that I got to like fulfill. It's like, oh, gotta get working on that.
Yeah, Tommy, man, I've not met Leroy in person, but I know just from talking with him on and off YouTube, I know he's a solid dude for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, my car there, if I see a yard sale sign, it's like something takes over the wheel. Just start. Gotta wheel in. Of course, I will say traveling with Tim and Cernock, man, like they hit some yard sales that I wouldn't hit. Like when we roll by and there's piles of clothes, typically that's a hit the gas for me. They're like, nope, gotta go.
Yeah, but that's them,
Yeah, because they know.
Walter, it was going very, very well. Just making, and it's not even like selling mushrooms. It's selling kits to people that want to grow mushrooms at home. Like oysters and lion's mane and whatnot. So it just takes a lot of time, like prepping and making everything. Like one bag, like a 1 3-pound bag is like 10 hours of work. So I gotta like make a bunch of them at once to make it count. So
there you go. Yeah, Joe Deals, man, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Joe. I was just talking to Joe earlier. He sent me a listing with like a bunch of totes.
Dude,
my tote game is strong right now.
I had a really disappointing thing happen to me. Like I was getting ready to eat dinner, and I have the freebie alerts app. Like, so I always kind of just randomly check it.
Yeah,
freebie alert, stereo equipment, free to the first person who responds. A Technics tuner, a Technics 6-disc CD player, and 2 Bose speakers. Free. First person respond. I hit it at 15 minutes. It was gone.
I was like, I had a feeling you were not the first one there.
That was like 14 minutes, 30 seconds too late.
Slow. Dude, I've been trying to get pavers. I was 5 minutes. 5 minutes a dude posted. Not fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, man, I looked at that. I was literally like salivating a little bit because I was like, man, who gives this stuff away? Who gives away those speakers and Technics?
Yeah.
Who gives it away? But what happens here a lot of times, to be honest, with electronics is people that are buying cottages and whatnot, like they'll basically revamp. And when they do, it's like they take out all the old stuff and just whatever, get rid of it. So I don't know. I missed that deal. That's for sure.
Dang.
That is for sure.
So how was Tommy said it. The video was good. How was it getting together with everybody?
Well, me and Tim have hung out before at
Yep.
another sale. So meeting him, the first time around was different because we're in the House of Glass. Now seeing him out in the wild, of course, he was like, man, he said, this is more yard sales than I've hit in 2 years.
That's
We
crazy.
probably knocked out if you counted every booth, like at the multi-place yard sales, we probably hit at least 100 in one day.
Yeah.
Like we were like pedal to the metal kind of stuff going down. And that was, it was awesome. It was awesome hanging out with those guys. Like we had met up, me, him, and Cernock, like about 11 o'clock at the Ross, the first night that they got there.
And then you guys had power hour.
Yeah, we went in there and we just sat at the feet of the master there, the Ross King, Cernock going through, just going nuts. I know him and Tommy and Kent, like they're on that Ross game pretty strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like showing us like, hey, this is what you're looking for. I was like, dude, honestly, I'm the guy who's in here scanning because I don't know anything about that stuff. Like I'm just looking like, oh, maybe this is good. But honestly, everything I picked up, he's like, nah. I was like, yeah, okay. But yeah, so that was awesome. But then the next morning we got up, like we rolled out at like 6:30, and yeah, Ross for life, Kent. I see you. But we rolled out at like 6:30, man, and we were pedal to the metal till about 3 o'clock. So like hanging out with those guys, it was great. It was neat to see how everybody has their own thing. Obviously we overlap in some areas. I did that hat haul I just showed you. Me and Cernock were at the same locale, and he's over there pulling in one hat, and I'm over there on the other side. Like he could hear me talking because I rolled up and I like looked at like 3 tags, and I was like, "How much for all of them?" And he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, that's what I imagine. You like, oh yeah, like looking at them each one by one. You see him coming, like I'll take them all.
Yeah, he like lifted the one hat to ask, and I'd already said how much for all, but he was on the other side, so he did it. But I was like, and then I said him because honestly, man, when I saw that, like I was looking at all the rest of them, and they're made in USA, all camo, that kind of stuff, and then I saw the Harley hat, and I was like, how much for all? Because the guy, I was like, how much for your hats? He's like, $2 a piece. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, how much for all? So that whole bag, I ended up getting for $15.
Was Kevin there with you guys? Was he like, okay, hold my sweet tea? In the morning?
I would tell you this, man. Kevin is the Energizer Bunny, dude.
Yeah.
That guy is like, I know now how he can teach school and sell all the stuff he sells on eBay and do 7 videos a week. I know how, because the dude has batteries or something. Like he's plugged in. He's like
our robot.
He is amped.
He's like he coaches on the side. Well, he was coaching, but
he said not this year. He said it's the first time he hasn't been involved in baseball since he was 5 years old.
That's crazy.
So so meeting him, man, he calls me. We've been talking. And he calls me and he says, yeah, I'll get up with you guys in the morning. So he calls me about 7:30. He's like, where are you guys at? Well, we're at the big church. Some of the other guys that live in that area know there's a big church that has probably like 40, 50 vendors out there. And we're at that, and we're kind of hitting all that where I found the hats. But that was the first stop for us. And then we were going to a neighborhood sale. And he's like, man, I'll catch up with you in the neighborhood. By 7:30, he's like, I've already had to go back to the house. I filled my car already. I was like, what? And he'd already been out there Thursday and Friday. He's like, yeah, I'm loaded up. So he catches up with us in the neighborhood. And that's when he pulled. If you haven't watched Tim's video, you should check out the dinosaur reference in there. Yep. But he definitely pulled that book while he's there. But he's the same, man. He's like, boom, 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 which we were doing the same thing. So he hung with us for about maybe 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
After that, and then he headed back, and we kept grinding, and so we put in a solid like 9-hour yard sale day.
Yep.
And then we went to the cabin and hung out with him for a little while. His wife was sick, so we didn't get a chance to meet her. And went to this barbecue joint. We thought he was taking us to like the broken down warehouse or something. We pull across the railroad tracks. All you see is the back of the building. It looked like one of those like old industrial places that you're like, where are we going? Like, and then we pull around front, and it's actually a nice restaurant. And yeah, it was a good day for sure. Yeah, no Tupperware for me.
Yeah,
I've pulled Tupperware on Kevin's thought, but I do have a question for some of you guys in the chat. Maybe you deal with this stuff. Our local Corningware outlets is closing on the 23rd, so they are liquidating. So I don't know. I haven't been over there to look, but I know I'm not a glass guy, nor do I claim to be. But you know what? The thought hit me is like those things all have plastic lids. That might be the thing. So, we'll check her out. Hey, Jeremy, good to see you.
What's going on, Jeremy George? Yeah, I mean, I am not the person to ask about glass. I know Corning is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about, yeah, baking dishes. I figured, like, I did go and look at, like, the newer stuff just to kind of see where it's at. I mean, obviously, I'm going to have to go in the store and price it out. Right now, they're at 60% off, which means, outlet mall pricing. It's really like 30% off, but, it's one of them things. Maybe we'll see. I'm sure I can find something in there.
Hey, Jimmy.
But, yeah, it was fun though. I mean, Kevin's the real deal. He is what you see.
Yeah.
When you get on YouTube, I mean, his kids are great. Like they come in and hang out with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, there'll be some future interviews coming between us and Kevin and myself. So, yeah, I think he's holding some of those videos for later. Because the resale rally, I think he's talking about holding some back. We'll see when it comes out. But he has a lot of footage of us traveling. Unfortunately, myself and Tim were having camera issues, so we didn't get much on the trail. I got some, and I'm going to try to salvage what footage I can. Some of it's just not good. Some of it. It's hard to pick and film for me. Like, I still have not breached that hurdle. So, and I'll just tell you, for big dudes, like, they don't make that camera. Like, I see some of those guys wearing those chest cams. Nah, that ain't working.
You clip it to your backpack?
Yeah, I was doing that for a while too, but I just, it's one of those things. I think if you get used to it, like where it's at, knowing where to have it, that kind of stuff.
It's that having a second person to film is probably like the easiest.
Yeah,
it was like nice when I got Christina to help me film a couple of times.
Yeah, no doubt. Like for me, I mean, honestly, being bigger, like even a backpack for me, like if I put a backpack and buckle it, like it's like the camera you gotta mess with. Yeah. Jimmy, I just got the necklace mount. Jimmy, man, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's one of those things. Yeah, I put that chest mount on, dude. I felt like I was wearing a bra or something.
Yeah, no.
It's gotta come off.
I don't feel like anybody wearing that chest mount is like
yeah.
They're not attracting any good attention, at least.
Nah. Like we gotta wait for cold weather, put a jacket over that thing or something.
I actually, you know what? It's funny you said that. That's actually what I rocked until I got my the clip for my GoPro. Yeah. I was rocking the chest mount, but it was like winter time when I started my YouTube channel, so I could zip up, Yeah. But people would see, so it looked like I was hiding a camera or something.
Nah, that's crazy. Hey, Nikki T, good to see you.
Hey.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting, but it's really cool to watch all those guys pick and how they go about it. Like, I mean, that same sale on one of those that I was talking about. I mean, Cernak pulls this T-shirt that's just absolutely. I mean, it's hundreds of dollars. Like this T-shirt that just it's at a like grandma and grandpa booth, man. Like they got it sitting out there, and it is like a metal T-shirt with like "Let's live to shred" or something on the back of it.
Really?
I was like single stitch. Like I'm like, dude, it's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I enjoyed hanging out with those guys for sure. We had a great time. Like it was definitely worth the trip. And I think all of us did well as far as picking too, because I know a lot of people are like, well, you know, if everybody's there, like everybody's not going to get something. Well, you can only cover so much ground at one time. I kind of look back a little bit and let them go a little bit more, but
that's the thing you worry about. Like, what was it? The one where you guys met up with Nikki T and Rev and Chris. Like, you know, there wasn't anything there.
Yeah.
You know, so you're basically stepping over each other, you know. So the fact that you guys had like a place where you got multiple booths and can kind of spread out a little bit, I think it's like more fun, you know, because you can kind of scatter and it's like a scavenger hunt. Did Tim ever do the scavenger hunt? He said, I thought he said he was.
No, man, we talked about it. Like we actually talked about it that morning. He's like, man, we should have put together a list. Like if we could find stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we did find like I got dude. Well, the other week, like I said, RA is like a love-hate relationship with me because like, I don't want to do it, but then I walk in and see it, and I'm like, I gotta pull the trigger on it. So I walked into my Walgreens the other day, and they had a mountain of Squishmallows. So I'm looking them up, you know, like, hey, which one's better? So I pulled some of the better ones. So I know, like, then, you know, just like everything else, then I searched, like, what's the most valuable Squishmallow? Like, it's the platypus, by the way. If you see the platypus, Australia exclusive, he's about $400.
Squishmallow, got it.
Yeah, if you see the black cat, that's probably a $200 or $300 piece right there too.
Dang.
So we are rolling through yard sales, and me and Tim were both talking about it. I was looking at the plush. I was like, dude, that's them Squishmallows. He's like, man, I just want one, just to, you know, like one of them things like everybody's talking about it. I want to pull one. So I pulled the box. Like I pulled them all. Like I got 6. There was 7 in the buy. I got 7 for $10 at the place.
Dang.
But these two together are like $50. So used $50. I got another one. It's like 25. So
that's what's up.
Yeah. So one of those things, man. I was like, that was cool. Like just to see something different that I haven't done before. And man, hustling hooks. You know how I've been doing that thing lately. Like we have guests on the show, then I go find something different. So I did pull some pots and pans.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I got some Revere ware and some Farber ware. I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but it's FARBER.
Yeah.
Ware pots. They're like $25 a piece. So I'm like, dude. I mean, you're getting them for $1. Like, what? I don't know.
That's pretty darn good though. Do you have to clean them?
No.
Really?
They were already clean.
Dude, that's even better.
Yeah, I mean, one of them looked a little rough on the bottom, but I've got watchers on it. Like, I'm like, dude, if they're already watching it, hey, it's probably good.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably good. So, yeah, expanding what you're doing and like too, like learning from those guys because. Like we took Tim to a couple. We're like, we're doing this for you, Tim. Like we took him to a couple like antique mall type situations, like those houses. Because I was like, I know we're not going to find anything there to buy, but he pulled every one of them, man. Every one we went to. So for me, that's an automatic write off. Like, hey, I know I'm not going to find anything in here like antique mall. Yeah. And I'm getting out. And Tim rolls in and he's getting $20, $30, $40, $50 pieces. It's like, hey, this is $3. This is, you know, I'm like, dude, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. He was pulling glass like crazy. And if you watch this video, I mean, obviously he got one of the best pulls of the trip was that Duke pennant. So,
that pennant is nuts.
Yeah.
I like the red phone personally.
Yeah, the red
rotary
phone.
phone.
Red phone. We both pointed it out to him because I knew
Yeah,
he'd be
yeah,
looking for one.
yeah,
Me and
yeah,
Cernak were both like, "Dude, there's the red phone, Tim."
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it's not as good as what it could be because he's looking at it. I was like, "Pick it up, man." The cord needed
Yeah,
repair.
yeah, I know. It was all jacked up.
But hey, it just needs a. I mean, like I told him, I said phone cords are easy. They're really. It's easy. You can clip something on, you'll be good to go. But, Tim got over 300 for that pennant.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he bought it for 20. So
that's crazy.
yeah, good pull. Good pull. I weren't with him. Cernak was over there. He saw it, so he's like listening to see what he's gonna get it for. Like he's like he really thought somebody was gonna say like 50 to 80 bucks. It was at a booth, like one of the pro pickers places.
That's crazy.
20 bucks. We hit the flea market Sunday morning. That's not typically the kind of picking I like myself. Usually flea markets for me, I'm like, I'll never find anything here. I found 2 baseball bats though that were good. They're like probably 40 bucks a piece. But
That's what's up.
yeah. SYG phone. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, so all in all, it was a good trip. It was a fun time.
Yeah, I gotta get out there. The wild's calling me. I gotta get this chicken coop together. I think I'm just to throw that all into this channel.
There you go, man.
Just like whatever.
Mushroom chicken farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this: so, are you able to intertwine the two? Or
The farm and like the chickens?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably. I'm just like sketched out because like bringing the camera into like the like lab and the grow room and stuff. Like especially like I would have to get like a separate camera if I was like gonna do the chickens and
keep it hygiene.
Yeah, because I gotta like do all this stuff like just to kind of get inside. And like I got all vents and stuff like that. So Christina gets sketched out like when I pull stuff in and out of like we have one space where I just do like genetic work, basically like keeping the culture alive.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I have to be like super duper clean. But it's like crazy, you know, like outside, like the mushrooms, like whatever. Like I grow on a tree, whatever. It doesn't need to be like
middle of the woods, no problem.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like sterile or nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think about that. Like, you know, I always have like a weird picture of the two of you in the white coats with the mask. Like, go ahead.
Dude, I totally look like Walt. Like, have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I look like Breaking Bad. Like, I'm in the suit, you know. No, we got like lab coats and stuff like that. It's all like trying to be a little official, wear gloves and everything. I was like hoarding alcohol, like rubbing alcohol over here, especially like when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I know it would make for interesting content for sure.
Dude, I'm gonna I was telling Eric earlier, like, so I was doing some work outside the other day and I heard this like crazy animal call. So like I thought it was like an injured bird or whatever, right? And I walk over and it's this baby squirrel. Yeah. We found this baby squirrel and I don't know. I guess it'd been crying for its mom for a couple hours. So anyways, it couldn't find the mom. We got a hold of it. And now I'm a foster parent for a baby squirrel. So that's probably gonna go on the channel too. I feel like people eat that stuff up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Have your own
just like I don't even know how it escalated mascots. So quickly. What? Yeah.
Have your own mascots.
Yo, I'll make a thing of it and then like, you know, release it out into the wild and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can just like track. I haven't even named the squirrel yet.
Jimmy sent me his necklace. He's like, my beard might get in the way of
for his For his GoPro
necklace. Yeah, man. So I'm in that Top Shot drop right now. Like I got 15,000 to go.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm back of the line. So
yeah, I was. We were talking earlier, and guys, I mean, I know tonight is a little different. Obviously, with a world being as crazy as it's been for me and Sam both. I had some people I thought on deck for the show tonight, and things didn't pan out between us, so we didn't really get that connection done. So we were talking about, like, I guess, kind of theme for the show. I mean, other than just us talking about what's going on in our worlds with the recent thing that I did, and obviously what Sam's got going on, is kind of like future of reselling. I know, and some of that is tied to what we're talking about right now, and how you do have to adapt. Like there's things that change constantly. There's some things that can stay the same. I mean, reselling obviously is something that's been happening as long as there's been people and something
merchants,
to
right?
For. But like one of the things we were thinking about as far as theme tonight is like, what are some things kind of on the horizon that may introduce themselves to the reselling world that may cause us to have to bob and weave or, shift directions. So for me personally, I mean, obviously we've been talking some about NFTs. We've been talking about cryptocurrency, like all that stuff, how it's going to affect things down the road. There's several other people that have mentioned that. I've had that conversation with Tim, with Kevin, some of those guys. But it is interesting to think about not just that, but other aspects of reselling, how things change. I mean, eBay obviously comes up with different policies. Macquarie comes up with different policies. There's different things happening in the marketplace where something that used to be hot, like, I mean, think about like Beanie Babies. That went from hot to cold real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Cards did the opposite. Cards were trash. Like, I mean, go back 2-3 years ago, cards are trash. Like, you're wasting your time. And now it's one of the hottest things out. So, Danielle, good to see you coming in. Kelly, thanks for being here.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Todd.
Guys, if you have thoughts or questions on those kind of topics or anything else, feel free to put them in the chat, comments, whatever. But that's kind of like what we wanted to talk about a little bit this evening is that. So,
dude, and I passed on like a Animal Crossing Switch console today.
Ooh.
Or that I saw. Just because it's like, I mean, do I want to hold on to it? Will it be worth that much? Like,
it's
like
a tough pull for like when you're spending $400.
Dude, sometimes I'm thinking about that. Like you drop like, would that 400? Would I be okay? I don't know how much I would get out of it. You know what I mean? Like you can't predict that. What like a limited edition Switch is going to go for in 10 years. Like it could be an astronomical amount, or it could just be like the same.
Yeah.
So it could go nowhere. And it's like, would that $400 be more effective just like playing something, keeping it in rotation and growing it that way rather than let it slow grow? You know what I mean? Like how much faster could you grow $400? Like, just buying stuff and stuff that has a quick sell-through rate.
Yeah.
And you continue to like just recycle that money and exponentially grow it versus like letting it sit there and treating it like a savings account almost. You're like hoping, because you don't know.
Yeah. No, you don't. And I mean, just like myself, as a teenager, as a young guy, when I was collecting cards, man, I was told that, hey, this is a retirement. Like, dude, I mean, you'll be able to retire on this, as hot as it was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now, those cards, they have people are like, oh, they're coming back. I mean, they're coming back like, yeah, you might sell one for $15, $20 where it used to sell for $5 or $3 or $2, but they're not coming back like I'm going to retire on my 1991, 92 baseball cards, like our basketball cards or football cards. Danielle, you bring up a great point too, like thinking about as baby boomers die off, like is that vintage collectible stuff that they're into, I mean, is that market going to fail? Because, I mean,
or we'll just have a lull and then come back in another cycle. Because we see how like flavors of different decades come back. We're kind of in this like weird 80s, 90s like retro period. I think I saw somebody with bell bottoms the other day.
Yeah.
Or flared jeans. I was
Tim
like,
picked something up the other day. I think him and or Cernock, one of them was showing him on the channel. Cernock showed him on the channel.
Didn't they show Jenko jeans on the channel?
Dude, he's got his own department store of vintage clothing.
Somebody showed Jenko jeans. They're like, I don't know what this is. It's JNCO. I don't know. Maybe it was. It can't be Cernock. I feel like you would know what Jenko is.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I think about stuff like that too. Like you think about things that are in that loop, because I know it seems like, at least like video game world and other things, like as my generation and your generation, as we get older, like to the point of where we're a little bit more stable, like, you tend to want things from your childhood, from your growing up years. And that's kind of what these guys, like the baby boomers, the ones that are ahead of us, it's kind of what they're doing. They're going back and reaching back to things that they're into.
Yep.
But, yeah. Primitives and antiques definitely aren't worth what they once were. Yeah, I mean, that's what I see all the time too. I mean, like the guys that deal in that a lot more. Like Fenton Glass. Like years ago, Fenton Glass, I mean, was like the stuff. You could, now everybody has it. Hey, Kat, good to see you.
Hey, Kat.
So, like that's the stuff that I'm kind of, in my own thought process is questioning, is like, okay, so where's the zig and where's the zag? Like, where should you put more time, effort, and energy in to look towards the future? I mean, obviously you can keep turning and burning whatever's hitting now, but eventually, you got to find something for the future. Yeah. Fenton was mass produced. And that's the problem with a lot of that stuff. I mean, that's why I honestly think of things that may be hot now. Will they be hot later? Because just like that, even though we know Wii has been tough to, like, obviously now people are going back to Wii. Wii was tough at the time to get it when it was first being released, and then it's tough again to get it now that it is. But,
I got like 4 in my garage.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got 2 that have come back to me. Console rental.
Dang.
And one guy's just like, oh, I changed my mind 3 weeks in. Changed my mind. I've played it. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
All those things. Picked up a couple of Super Nintendo games today. How would the video game market change? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I can tell you this: young kids don't give 2 hoots about those old games. Like, teenage kids today, you show them those old games, they're like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, I got better than that on my phone."
You can't save? Nah, no thanks.
Yeah. I think was sore.
You think so, man? I don't know, man. It's like it was supposed to be the console that was gonna take Nintendo to the moon, but it was just like it clapped them. Like they just they stopped that so quick. So I don't know. And so I wonder, like from a collector's perspective, what will it kind of rise in price, because there aren't that many in the wild. Like whereas Switch, like, all right, so I don't think the Switch might not be like the most valuable thing maybe in the future. I don't know, like Nintendo will hold its value generally, but it's still a tablet.
Yeah.
And it's like anybody who's owned a tablet, those things don't last that long. And I don't know, it's like one of their hottest selling consoles, so it's so overproduced right now.
Yeah, Tommy does have a point on, the fact that if it's low production.
Yeah.
I think that it's crazy to think about it, but like, I mean, look at what is it? The Atari Jaguar, dude. If you find one of those, it's $600. But how many of them is there? There's not hardly any. So it's Dreamcast. Yeah, Kelly, that's another one. I mean, you think about, and that's just video games. I mean, obviously, what we do is a lot wider than that.
Yeah.
I mean, just as a point of discussion, video games. I mean, look at how all that ebbs and flows. I mean, Atari, which is like the definitely oldest of the bunch. I mean, they basically don't have much value, like outside of that Jaguar. The rest of them, I mean, $25-$30, like that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Maybe original Nintendos, they jump back up a little bit. Super Nintendo is still good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is wild to see how things move, and like, as far as what you hold and what you let go of, it definitely changes, like the stock market. But,
I mean, that's essentially what it is, though.
Yeah.
Because like, who would I see, like, it was like an original like Super Mario 3 new in package. Was it Super Mario 3? Sold for like $100,000.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
You imagine if you sold that like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
you only got 50. It was like graded and everything.
Danielle, I'm with you on that Doge train.
Yeah, 75 cents, baby. Hit 75 today. But like, I will say, like, I feel like physical games, especially as consoles start to move towards digital, like they're pushing hard for people to buy digitally. And then like, look at what happened to PS3. They completely collapsed their library. If you own a PS3 and you had games that you bought, like if you didn't back them up, you can't access that store anymore. Like, goodbye games, like you have to hope that you have like physical copies. So I wonder if like PS3 games have gone up in price,
Yeah.
or will, because like they shut their whole library down.
Well, it's interesting. Like the other day, I was in a thrift store, and so there's a kid there, and with his mom. He's like 14 years old. Like I talked to him for a second because I thought it was interesting. Like what he was like, man, he was all obsessed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like he's in there looking for Ninja Turtles. There was like some kind of DVD or something in there, and he's talking about it. And then he was talking about like old school Nintendo. I was like, what? I was like, what is up with this? So I talked to him. I was like, man, you into that old stuff? Like you talking about like when I was a kid. And I was talking to him about Nintendo games. I said, well, man, have you ever played the original Nintendo? He goes, I've seen them. He's like, I just put it all on the Switch and play it there. So I'm like, I mean, I know collectors are always going to be out there for everything, but it's like, it is one of those things. You think about how things ebb and flow, and what you look for obviously ebbs and flows as well.
I agree, Kelly. There's nothing like opening up a game and putting the cartridge in and all that stuff. So I know, and like I get to show off like the cases and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I mean, it's one of those things. I just wonder too. I wonder with the newer generation. I mean, my kids are younger but older. I mean, they're 23, 25. So for me, I'm always looking at them about things that they care about. Yeah, well, Wally, I got one right here. Laser disc. It is the size of a record. Yeah, I had it to test on a laser. It's like a giant CD.
Yeah.
But they, I mean, it's crazy though, because they don't care as much about the physical part of it. Like my kids don't. Like they're not nostalgic about that stuff at all. They're just like, whatever. Like I can get it on my phone. I can put it, whatever. I can stream it. I can whatever.
I mean, that's the thing, like, I mean, you think like, I just even think of like college, like lugging a whole 300 thing of like CDs and DVDs around anywhere I go. That was like my source of entertainment. Get this phone. I don't think I know where the case is. I mean, plucking movies out of it. Like, oh, can I sell this? Because like, you can get it on get it, digitally and stream it and whatnot. So there's a convenience factor to it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, when you start thinking about that stuff, and then you think about what we do, because we're trying to find that hard copy of everything. We're trying to, source something that just ain't out there, things that are different. But it is. I mean, it makes you think about too, like that whole new generation, like what is it going to appeal to those guys? Like what is it they're looking for? And I think that's where some of that NFT and stuff starts gaining traction, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I'm like trying, as Ezra grows, hopefully I'll be mindful enough to kind of like see what he's into. Because some of these kids are like super like, I don't know, like some of these people who make toys and whatnot, they market on YouTube, and somehow they're able to target these kids like really effectively.
Yeah. But it's one of those things too, though. You look at, okay, so like things like I can remember in my generation, as an adult, like you look at like remember Tickle Me Elbow when it first came out? They basically made a movie about it.
Yeah,
because people are beating each other up to get that stuff in the store. I was like, and then it moves on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like right now there's Squishmallows. Like people are like, I mean, there's a dude walking out with an arm load. I was like, man, are you a reseller? He's like, no, my daughter's obsessed with these things. Like, I mean, it's one of those, you can't find them, like that kind of stuff. So
I know. I got a what you would call it, a Baby Yoda, a Grogu Squishmallow for Ezra. It was like the last one. I like dug through the whole box at Costco for him.
Yeah. Joe, you're like me, bro. I can almost guarantee you whatever I decide to hold on to is going to be what's worthless, and what you get rid of. That's the stuff that's going to be good. That's how it's been for me, man. I do look at that. I do look at that.
Timing.
Catch the rocket debris in your yard and you can flip it.
Side door has been opened.
Yep.
Side door has been opened.
It's our new alarm system.
I got you. Question is, Tommy, will you be able to ship it? I don't know. I see a Vero in your future if you put that up. You'll have to get that Chinese CIA showing up.
Dude, I don't know. If you touch it, you might get powers or something, man. I feel like that's how like most Marvel movies begin. Some from Space Falls, you touch it. Like I'm pretty sure that's how powers work. I'm not a scientist or anything, but
there you go. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, 984.
It's going down.
For sure. I mean, that's one of the things that I think about sometimes is just like, hey, so what is it? What do you think the next thing will be? Like, what's coming down the pipe?
So I mean, like that's the I guess you're transitioning that, like, all right, now figuring the digital stuff to sell.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I know, like, I mean, I'm in Top Shot. You mess with Top Shot a little bit. Like Tim has been screaming that for like, I wish I'd have listened to him and got in when he first was talking about it. So then when I tried to get in, I couldn't get in for like a month. And then now I've got into it. And I mean, there's definitely right now there's value there. Will there be value down the road? I think with how much money's being dropped on it by the people it's being dropped on it by, I think it'll definitely grow. But as to how we resell it right now, Top Shot's pretty smart in how they do things. They're trying to keep the flippers at bay. So,
1 pack.
Yeah. And hold times. Like now you got to own 20 moments before you can sell a moment. You still have to have 20 moments if you're selling a moment outside of that.
That's just to make sure that they get their money.
Yep. And they're making 5% on everything sold in the marketplace. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, smart on their end. For sure. All right. You guys that don't mess with that stuff. Like, I mean, obviously, we're talking about NBA Top Shot. It's the NFT involving the NBA players. It's cards, but it ain't cards. He finally told you. Dude, why is this not? Oh, here we go.
Don't take their bullying, Danielle.
I saw, Danielle, where you said you'd done your second live too. Sorry, I missed that comment.
Yeah, I caught a bit of that with you and Dan.
The echo wouldn't stop. Hey, that happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
I did that one day to Susie, and who comes in my chat all the time. I was calling her Heidi all day long. And then Tim finally said, hey, you got the wrong one. Because you know how I am with the names.
Dude, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
It's like
I've gotten a lot better, but it's terrible. Tommy Hawk Nerd, superhero figure royal blue. Oh, she's calling him Brian, Mr. Bislot. Mm. So is this your first pack, Sam?
Yep. Just checking. That's where I am. Notify me about email. Oh, yeah, I'm 85 for 410. It's only 85,000 people ahead of me. I'll get there.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, guys, do any of y'all have any thoughts of like maybe something in the future that you're looking at?
Dude, you know what I was like checking out though? Speaking of that, right, is this thing called inkauthority.com. And it was like a company. I gotta check it out more. So it's like for any one of you guys who ever want to start like an LLC. Like I just started researching it today, and they'll help you for free start an LLC. It's like free up until like they're like, hey, you need help getting an EIN number? We'll do it for $50. You need help like with this, with that, like we'll do it for extra. So they'll help you do the LLC, but everything else on top of it, you know, they start adding stuff to it, and they'll reach out to you and whatnot. They've already called and like emailed me, like just from checking out the page and stuff. But I thought it was an interesting idea, especially, you know, for folks who like, I think that's come up in previous chats before, you know, starting your own LLC and kind of avoiding like personal liability for stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's more pertinent for you guys who are like full-time resellers. But it was started by Damon, one of the sharks from Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's it. That stuff's always interesting to me, like to see what those guys come up with. For sure.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to kind of like, you know, it's caters to entrepreneurs and people who start their own business and whatnot. You know, that's kind of, I mean, right now I'm like sole proprietor. Like I'm not in the place where I'm like, I need an LLC. Maybe down the line, but it'd probably be a good idea to get like an EIN and like, you know, build business credit and stuff like that. If I ever want to like leverage that to like get a bigger space or whatever.
That's actually like one of the things that's next for me. Probably within the next month, I'm going and getting all that paperwork done.
Yeah.
I've actually, I've had one in the past. I closed it down after I closed after I got out of the Subway business. I closed that down, but yeah, I'm looking at opening it back up. I've been just sole proprietor in it myself, but that's something next for me is to move in that direction. Plus, it does open you up for some other stuff like reselling.
Mm-hmm.
You can set up business accounts on all these reselling platforms rather than it tied to your personal.
Right.
Yeah, Mike, you're right. It is pretty easy here.
Yeah, Mike knows. He runs a couple of businesses. I don't know if you got your LLC in North Carolina, but well, that's what I'm saying, Tommy. This is like for folks who like don't want to kind of go through the hassle of going getting EIN and whatnot, but like things to think about. So I just checked it out today, but for the folks who don't want to go through the hassle, that's what you're paying for, is somebody just to fill out the paperwork for you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've done that like in the past, so I know it can be done. I mean, you can actually even do like Rocket Lawyer and that kind of stuff and get it done.
Yeah. Well, like Mike is even saying, dude, like that EIN will get you in the door with like distributors and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a liquidator by me, like they won't even like talk to you unless you got an EIN to plug in.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like that's one of the things I've looked at. Is opening those opportunities, because I mean, if you are going to sell on other platforms as well, like Amazon, I mean, that's pretty much a must. Like it was pretty much a must to get it done. Yeah, Tommy, I mean, that's definitely something that I'm doing myself. I mean, to each their own. I mean, guys, you operate your business however you see fit. But for me, I know like to kind of taking things like in the future, I want to have the opportunity to be able to pull invoices and do what I need to do, like as far as distributorship, and not have everything tied directly to my name. That's the other side from a tax perspective, like to be able to kind of separate the two. But yeah, I was just looking the other day. There's certain things like what Mike was saying. People don't even talk to you if you don't have EIN numbers. There's certain things you can't open, and certain accesses to certain platforms you don't have. Quill and Uline will give you terms for your business, which reports to your business credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. So you could order your supplies. Actually, man, speaking of supplies, so I've befriended my local pack and ship place. And so I picked up my order of boxes there today, which were extremely cheaper than what I get at them online. So
you get those distributor prices?
Yeah. Yeah, they hooked me up for sure. So I got boxes and electronic boxes.
Dude, I found it the hard way. I forgot. You just reminded me. Like, there's like a packing and shipping supply store. It's like for people who ship a lot of stuff. Can't walk in if you don't got a business account. Like, what?
Yeah,
like this crazy.
Yep, and it opens you up to other discount stuff. Tommy, that's fantastic, man. That is fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Kelly's saying that. I mean, which is one of the things that a lot of people have faced is with a lot of stores shutting down due to everybody shopping online. To source online versus in store is huge, and honestly, that business thing kind of opens up more opportunities for that as well. For sure. For sure. I don't know if Kat's still here, but I know that she does a ton of that online sourcing herself.
I mean, it's even some of those like OA guys, the online arbitrage folks like Omar and whatnot.
Yeah. Some of those guys are just rolling stuff dead into Amazon. Sourcing like that. They found somebody. Yeah. It is crazy. I mean, I think for us as resellers, obviously, I mean, there is people, and I hear people say hobby reselling. I was like, bro, that's an interesting hobby because it is definitely a lot of work. Like when you get into, if you're deep into reselling, there's a lot more to it than just.
I just like looking at all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking around going, I'm deep into it literally right now. We're beside me with all this stuff piled up.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it is, man. I think it's key to continue to try to stay on top of things and
Yep.
look to the future, both in your business development and trending items, like looking for trending items down the road. I mean, who would have thought like some of the stuff that we're selling now, like who buys this stuff for one, for two, like why is that popular? I mean, you see the look on people's face when you ask them for hats that the dust is falling out of them, like the dirtier the better kind of thing. They're like, what? Why do you want it? It's like, because some kid, some college kid wants to drop $400 on that hat. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Kelly. Your hobby is taking over the whole first floor of my house.
Took over my garage, so
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking at a shed expansion unless something happens.
double wide shed.
Yeah. 2-story.
Oh, now we're talking. Kevin's got that overhang ledge. Did you get some ideas after checking out?
Man, actually, dude. Well, for one, Kevin's a little smaller than me. For one, if you saw the picture on the thumbnail, like, but two, like he's got it's a nice setup he's got, but honestly, my store would not fit in his storage area of his shed. Like, there ain't no way I could fit my stuff in that little bit that he has. So that's one of the things for me in the future that I've really thought about is bigger items unless they're like straight grand slams. Like that's one of the things I've been looking around at my own stuff saying, dude, why are you picking up something that's going to ship in a 20 by 20 box? Like, why are you doing that? Well, if it's, $200-$300 item, I'll pick it up. But if it's, I'm going to net $40, like probably not the thing to do at this point.
Right.
Space over, so one of those things. So you guys in the new house, do you have your working on your area?
Yeah, I'm working. I've been working on getting the business stuff set up and just kind of like figuring out my flow of everything. Like even just the place that I'm shipping. Having to either recreate that or set something else new. Like I like hung my bubble wrap for the first time. It used to be like on the other side of the room, so I'm getting used to stuff.
Yeah,
and then setting up like. Right now, I have to give up part of my like inventory space because like my garage is taken up by a couple of things, so Christina can put together a chicken coop. So like I've been kind of like holding off on that, and I gotta set that shed up. It's a shed, but it's got windows. And my concern is like things getting sun damaged and whatnot, and the windows aren't really sealed. So in the winter, like I'm worried about the winter time too. Like once it gets really cold, it's not insulated. So, for the time being, I've had to do things like put drop cloths down to kind of keep the light out. I got to get power to it. So it's like little things like that. And man, it's just like kind of getting into the flow of everything, and then learning the area here, just kind of driving around and sourcing and kind of seeing what's available. So it's just a lot of newness, that I'm kind of sorting out, after being a month in. But
yeah, it definitely takes some getting used to, like moving stuff in. I mean, I still don't have everything like I want it by any means here. It's
like, I mean, I made it so that like if I sold something, I can still get to it. You know, all the stuff that I had listed and organized and put away, like that stuff is still organized and put away, at least to a place that I can kind of like, I know where it's in, you know?
Yeah. I think that's key too. I mean, really is getting things. I mean, that's my next immediate future is rehashing my inventory system, because
Yeah.
there's some things sometimes that I'm like, dude, I have no idea where I put that. Like, after moving the stuff twice, like from room to room, and then out here, there's definitely some things that I haven't personally put on the shelf. So I'm having to go back and say, where the heck is that? But only caused a drop ship instance a couple times. But other than that,
It's not too bad.
yeah. Well, guys, we're probably going to run a little shorter this evening just because, obviously we were got a lot going on. I know all you guys do as well, but I do thank all you guys for that support the channel and the show and all you guys do. So if you have any further questions for us, or if you maybe have thoughts on what your future looks like, feel free to share. If not, we're probably going to dip.
Hit the thumbs up.
So, Sammy,
yeah, remember to tell them, Derek, hit the thumbs up. Stay tuned. You might see some chickens, some pet squirrels, some axolotls, some kids. I don't know. It might be an all around good time. That's what I was thinking. I was talking to Christina today. I'm like, do I want to start a homesteading channel? Do I want to just like add that stuff and just turn it into a vlog, a resell? It's just like so much stuff going on. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I used to think, and I don't know if Jeremy's still here, but I used to think that too, like about like, hey, if you shift, like, does YouTube really figure you out? If you've noticed, like in his channel, man, I mean, he's gone from storage to coin pusher to like essentially like the whole farm stuff.
Yeah.
Mixing in all that stuff, and obviously, yeah.
That's kind of like what I've been like thinking about, like at this point, like, Tommy's got me convinced I'm going to be YouTube rich. So I'm just going to continue that path. But yeah, just kind of figure out, just put some videos together and see where I want to put those. Cause I got footage. I've been filming, just too busy to edit or lazy, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I got the same stuff going on with mine. I've got to drop some videos, and I'm hoping to put together this 100-mile yard sale thing and get all that put out this coming week. It's the plan. I've got it. I actually started editing it, so it'll get there.
Nice.
We'll look for that. Hopefully Monday is the plan. And then Tuesday we'll be on listing live as always. So.
Yeah. Walter, Jimmy, I will have my like straw coming out of my mouth and all that. So
there you go. Dude, I've got a pair of overalls myself. I actually found some a while back.
I need to go. I don't even know. Tractor Supply is probably the only overall seller here. That's the only time I've ever seen overalls.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can work on, Wally.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I appreciate you guys.
Hey Jimmy, if you're still in the chat, guys, if you want to go check out Score, feel free to drop that link in here, and it'll be on momentarily, I believe. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening.
Good night.